Welcome to Pilates. I'm Karen, and I'm here to teach you different kinds of mat exercises. Today, I'm going to incorporate two books, a heavy book and a light book. And you could just take anything from your library. This is a textbook. It weighs about 3 pounds, maybe 4. And this is just a light paper book, just maybe 50 or 60 pages. So it's very light. I'm going to put it next to my mat. And then I also have one lightweight. This would be equivalent to a water bottle. So 16 ounces would do it. So we only need one. So those are our props for today. We're going to start with a series of mat exercises, and I'd like you just to find your mat in a nice comfortable spot. Hopefully you're feeling good today, and we're going to start with an easy breath. So remember, the Pilates breath is into the backs and sides of the ribs. So you feel a great expanse across the ribs and an exhale to draw in and just feel a sinking sensation through your abdominals right above your pelvis. So let's start here with our palms up. You can relax your shoulders, pull them down. Think of your shoulder blades going into a nice, easy, gentle V. Inhale from your nose and exhale fully from your mouth so it's audible. Try that twice. Inhale wide and full. And exhale with intention. And on this last one, I want you to inhale extra big and exhale and hold. Open your eyes and bring your arms forward. So they're parallel to the floor. So you're going to reach your arms forward and pull your shoulder blades back. So there's a name for this. This is called protraction and retraction. And what we're doing is we're just setting the shoulders. So when you retract your shoulder blades together, you're going to notice there's a widening across your collarbone. So once again, we're going to inhale and reach, and exhale and pull back. And again, inhale and reach, and exhale and pull back. And again, inhale and reach, and exhale and pull back. And then just elevate your arms up to the ceiling and draw them down. And pay attention to what the shoulder blades are doing as you lift your arms up. They're going to glide up. And as you lower your arms, they're going to glide down. But we're going to progress this. We're going to inhale, reaching the arms, and exhale to circle. So just feel those shoulder blades rolling around on the ribs, the back ribs, opening up the shoulders, and really feeling the enjoyment of that mobility. Let's go the other direction. So we go out and up, out and up, out and up, out and up, and one more time. Then I'd like you to take your hands, place them behind your body. Your legs are straight. You're seated with your legs right in front of you, and if your hamstrings are tight, I'm just going to have you bend your knees. So from here, what we're going to do is take a breath, bring the arms right above the legs. You're going to exhale to feel your abdominals work as you reach your fingertips towards your toes, and then stack your ribs so they're right over the pelvis and pull your spine tall. Inhale and reach, and exhale and come back up. And as you're reaching towards your toes, I'd like you to think of a shrinking sensation right above your ribs before your pelvis so that you're actually not hinging from the hips, but you're curling your torso forward. Now on this next one, we're going to inhale and reach. And on the exhale, just like we did a moment ago, we're going to take our hands behind, plant the heel of the hand, and just slightly arch the back to the ceiling. Then pull the abdominals in nice and tight, bring the arms above the legs and come forward. Place the hands and inhale up. And forward, exhale, and inhale up. And again, exhale, and inhale up. And twice more, inhale or exhale. This is your choice. And one more time. Then from here, I'd like you to circle the arms again, just 3 or 4 times in each direction. And we're going to move on to the hips. So we're going to take our knees and bend them. We're going to lie on our back. And when we do this, we want to make sure that the hip bones and pubic bone are level. Our arms are parallel to the wall in front of us. And we're just going to sway our knees side to side. And rather than just doing this quickly, I'd like you to feel the process of what happens to your spine and your torso as the weight of your legs goes towards the floor of your mat. Nice and easy, breathing out 1. Inhale up, exhaling 2. And the more you do this, the easier it'll feel, as if you're lubricating your spine and your joints. And then you pick a side, it doesn't matter which, but you're going to leave your knees over to that side, bring the opposite arm up and over, and then take the other arm underneath your head, right by your ear. Your arm that's on the floor in front of you, you're going to reach up to the ceiling and rotate your spine to the opposite side and allow your arm to drape. Then bring the arms up and bring the arm all the way back. So this exercise is called the book opening. You can think of opening your book, turning all the pages, holding, feeling an opening of the chest, lifting the arm up, and closing your book back. And again, up, and exhaling to rotate. Inhale to come up, and exhaling to close. And I'd like to say 4 or 5 on each side really does the trick, but continue on as you wish. On this next one, I'm going to transition as the arm goes to the other side. The knees come up, and then they sway over to the other side, and you're going to organize your body in the same fashion. Now the other side reaches up, and the spine rotates, and you lift the arm up to close your book. And again, inhale to lift, and exhale to rotate. Inhale to lift the arm up, and exhale to close. That's 2. Inhale up, exhale to rotate. Inhale to lift the arm, and exhale to close. And we'll do this just 2 more times. And you may notice that one side is a little bit tighter than the other, so you may want to just honor that. And on this last one, we're going to lift the arm up, and then bring it to the side, and then go ahead and slide the arms down by your hips. Bring one leg forward, keeping the other bent, and just rotate that hip to the opposite side of the room. So you're just rotating that hip to the side, and as you're doing this, you want to keep the opposite hip very, very still to avoid that motion. So you want to engage and open, and inhale and bring it back. Exhale and open, and inhale and bring it back. And the range of motion through your hip is up to you. Everybody's going to be different. Once you get used to this movement, you're going to open the knee to the side, then straighten the leg and bring the kneecap to the ceiling and glide the heel back. So as you scour your hip, which is what this is called, you rotate the hip out, keep it in that position as you extend the knee forward, pull the heel back in, and we'll do 1 more on this side. We'll keep this leg bent, then we'll go ahead and bend the other knee, and the same thing happens as we bring that knee to the side of the room. We avoid shifting, so we just want to make sure that whatever range we have, we honor that. And then we'll progress to scouring the leg. So we open the leg, we slide the leg forward, kneecap now faces the ceiling, heel goes back, and again 3, and this last one will be 4. When you're back and finished, you're going to bend your knees with your heels not so close to your rear end, but just a little bit away, and you're going to rock your pelvis back and forth. I'm going to grab my heavy book. This will be used as a weight as we get ready to go into our hamstring bridges. So we start, once again, with our pelvis in neutral. Our hands are by our side, and I'd like you to take a moment to reach your fingers towards your heels so there's no tension across your neck. Take a breath, and as you exhale, feel your abdominals engage, and then just lift your tailbone up, and then come back down. So as you're going through this very small movement, you're actually reversing the curve of your lower back by curling up. It's going from a convex to a concave position. And then slowly we're going to come all the way up, very, very specifically, so we have a long line between the knees and the shoulders. And then we're going to plant the ribs down, gliding through the lower back and go into our neutral position. So we inhale, exhale all the way up, melt through all the way back, and again all the way up and all the way back. If you're comfortable doing this, stay as you are. But if you'd like a progression, you're going to take your book and you're going to place it right over your pelvis. This is going to add more resistance to the extension of the hips. You may have seen other people do this with a weight, but a book does just as good, maybe not as heavy, but you'll understand that when you're here, and hopefully it won't slide, but you're just going to feel the extra weight will make it more difficult or more challenging for the backside. So I'm going to keep the book here and show you what you can do from here. Starting with either leg, right or left, I just want you to tap your toe, lift your toe, then lift your heel. Once you're here, the bent knee, corresponding with the foot that's on the ground, is going to work harder, the other leg will straighten. I'd like you to bring that hip down towards the mat, but not touch, and bring it back up. So as you're descending, you'll feel it much easier than when you're coming back up, because that's when the work happens across the back side. You'll feel your glute, you'll feel your hamstring. So I've done 4, you can do more if you wish, but we're gonna hold that still and just lower the opposite straight leg all the way down and all the way up, keeping our hip bones nice and level. And one more time, we're gonna go ahead and bend the straight leg to now be bent. We're gonna bring everything back down, start again switching. So inhale from the backs of the ribs, exhale to feel the abdominals work, peel the body up. You can have the book or not. You're gonna start by lifting the toe of the opposite leg, then the heel. Feel the hip of your stabilizing leg really work, straightening the other leg, dropping the hip down and coming back up. And again on 2. And remember, you always want a long line between the knees and the shoulders. So we're heading to 5. And on the 5th one, we're gonna pause, lowering that straight leg and bringing it back up once again, keeping everything level and still. The only thing that's moving is the leg that's straight in front of us. On this last one, we're gonna bend that knee, place everything back down, the book goes away, and from here, I'm gonna have you lift one leg up into a tabletop. So if it's your left leg, it'll be your right arm. If you've chosen your right leg, it'll be your left arm. But we're gonna reach the leg forward and the arm over the head. So we're working away from the center. Once again, we exhale to reach, and we inhale to come back. Everything else remains still. If you'd like to progress this, starting from an extended position, as the arm comes up overhead, you could lift the head, neck, and shoulders. And make sure that your gaze remains forward. So we'll do this 3 more times and switch. We exhale up, inhale away, exhale up, inhale away, exhale up, inhale away, and one more just for good luck, and we're back down. So let's switch. Remember, you work in opposition. We first start by reaching both away from the center, being very methodical. No momentum, just easy reaching and returning. And then if we wish, as the arm comes up, head, neck, and shoulders do too. You'll feel the weight of the head. Make sure that your gaze is forward, your chin is slightly retracted, and your collarbone is wide. One more from here, and we're gonna hold with a leg, bring the arms down, pause, connect through your abdominals, lift the other leg up so both legs are in a tabletop position, and tap your toes. Start with your toes close to the rear end, and then begin to reach. So when the feet are closer to the seat, it's going to be much simpler, but as you reach your legs away, you'll feel the weight of the legs really challenge, so those abdominals have to work to stabilize the leg, to stabilize the back. Now I'm going to hold those legs for just a moment, have you take your hand, one arm up to the ceiling, place it underneath your chin, which is the position that I'd like you to hold your head when you lift your head off the mat. Keep that distance, pull the chin inward, and reach the arms away. Lift the arms up and just begin to reach from the shoulder with a tapping sensation. Getting ready for the 100s, we inhale for 5. On the exhale, we're just going to straighten our legs, or you can keep them bent. So 10 sets of 5 inhales, that's exhales, this is 20. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 30. And you can keep your knees bent the whole time if you wish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 50. You can keep your head, neck, and shoulders down on the mat if you wish. I'm going to return here. This is 70. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 80. 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 90. 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 100. Pause. We're going to take our feet to the floor, pull the backs of the thighs, and sit up tall. I'm going to have you come over into a quadruped position and grab your small book. Keep it in between your arms. Stack your knees under your hips and stack your wrists, elbows, and shoulders directly in one line as well. Look towards your book, so the proper position, it'll help the alignment of the neck versus looking down or forward. We're going to start from the tailbone, inhale, and then exhale to pull the abdominals in, round gradually towards your middle back, and ultimately towards your upper spine without overarching. Release, return, and back to neutral. So we're taking everything in segments, starting from the lower back, middle back, now press into the palms as you round your upper spine. And then release everything, reaching your heart forward. And again, we're going to come up and send it away. And this will be the last time coming up. We're just mobilizing the spine and coming back. And now we're just in neutral, where all three curves are present in your back. We're going to slide one leg behind, making sure the kneecap faces the floor, and lift that leg. Now hold that there. Bring the opposite arm forward and maintain that position, just holding. Allow your body just to find a nice stable position. Tap your fingers and tap your toes and reach away. Once again, you're just trying to be as stable as possible. And staring at the book really does help. Then I'm going to have you hold this, place the hand back, take the straight leg and reach it outside, and then cross it over. And as you're making this U shape, you're not shifting into your bent knee side. So you're just really holding that hip nice and stable. So this will be 4 or 5. Then we're going to come back, sliding the knee into its original position. Let's review the cat, where we methodically go lower spine, middle spine, upper spine, releasing everything, pressing to the heel of the hand. The heart comes forward, returning the spine to neutral, switching the other leg, kneecap faces the floor. Reach the leg away, so you're coming from the hip. Opposite arm is forward, tapping fingers and toes. Again, 2. Again, 3. Again, 4. Last one on 5. We're going to bring the hand back, but we're going to move that leg away from the mat, crossing over. As you create this U shape, you'll feel a tremendous amount of core work. Out and across, out and across, out, across, as many as you like. But to progress our class today, I'm going to come and pause here and then walk my knees back. Then curl your toes under and lift the knees up. Try to straighten the legs and come back down. So this is the beginning of a plank. Now you can stay here with your knees extended for what we're about to do, or you can come up into a plank. So you're here or here. Once you're there, I want you to take your book and bring it to one side. Then I'm going to have you take the opposite hand and cross over. Change the position of your book. Cross it over. Cross it over. Cross it over. Cross it over. Or here, your choice. Last 2. Come back down. Sit back on your heels, reach your arms forward. Take one hand underneath the other, reach across and forward, really feeling that great pull across the mid-back. Take a breath here one more time, and then come forward, switching. Take a breath here, just a little further as you exhale and inhale again. And one more time, and come back to neutral. Let's put this all together. So we're aligned once again. We've got the book to one side. We're going to curl the spine up, release the spine away. We're going to bring one leg back, opposite arm forward. Now from here, you can hold that position with your hand down or forward, but if you'd like to progress, we're going to go back to the U. Your hand could be here or here. It's much more challenging without holding on. We're going to do one more. Bring the leg back, switch, opposite leg, lift the leg. So this is what it looks like with your both hands on the mat. And this is what it looks like releasing the opposite arm. We've got one more to go, so it's 4 or 5. Then we're going to come back. From here, we curl the toes under, or we walk the knees back, your choice. I'm choosing a plank. You're going to move the book across. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're back on your knees, and now you're kneeling. The book goes away. From here, take one leg forward. Take your hands on that bent knee, lean into your foot or towards your foot. Sink your opposite hip forward without arching your back. So make sure you're not hanging here, but you're engaged. Bring that arm up to the ceiling and a gentle side bend towards your bent knee. Then this arm that's up to the ceiling, bring it on the opposite side or the outside part of your bent knee and slightly rotate your spine. Take a breath here. As you exhale, come back to center. Bring yourself back to a kneeling position. Once again, we're going to switch. We've got the hip to the knee towards the second toe, abdominals engaged. We lean towards the bent knee. You can even tighten the glute if you wish. Opposite arm up to the ceiling, gentle side bend towards the bent knee. And then bring the arm on the outside. You'll feel a tremendous stretch across your hip flexor. You're going to take a breath to stay. Firm exhale. Come back. And from here, we're going to lie on our tummy. And we're going to position the arms in 3 different ways. For starters, you'll be in a field goal position. Your nose is down towards the mat. Imagine rolling a marble forward, pressing into the forearms, and lifting the heart. It's a very small movement. And then coming back down. So we position the head and neck. We hold that. We just extend the spine to the ceiling ever so slightly. And we come back. Position the head and neck. Press into the palms. This time I'm going to give you a new cue. Pull the elbows towards the heels. And back down. And last time, head and neck. Pull the elbows towards the heels. Lift the spine. Back down to the mat. Change the position of the arms so the thumbs face the outside and the palms are down. You're going to inhale where you are, exhale to extend the spine, then squeeze the shoulder blades together and then bring them down. So as you lift, you rotate the shoulders so the shoulder blades get closer together and come down. Organize head and neck, slightly squeeze the shoulder blades and come down. Organize head and neck, extend the spine, squeeze the shoulder blades. Change the position of the hands so the fingertips are right by the forehead. Now the elbows are facing the side of the room. From here, we're just going to lift up just a few centimeters, maybe a few inches, and down. This will be the most challenging of all. And again, up on 3, and up on 4. And this will be our last one, up on 5. Place the palms by the shoulders, push through the heels of the hand back into child's pose. Hold here, round the spine, release the spine. Take your fingertips towards the ceiling, press down and lift your heart forward. Take the hands back to the mat, and grab your water bottle. Hold it in one hand. The knees are bent. The water bottle is being held in one hand. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which side. From here, I'd like you to go into a half roll back. So you're going to curl your abdominals and roll back. Keeping your shoulder and elbow in the same plane, we're just going to bring the arm out and to the center. Arm is out and to the center. Nothing else is moving as your arm is going into this extended position. Then you're going to bring the arm up and make a quarter circle. 2, 3, 4. And reversing. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sit up tall. Other side. Half roll back, arms out. When the arm goes out, the tendency of the body will want to follow it like so, but I want you to stabilize by really working your abdominals to avoid that rotation. Then we progress it so the arm is up, forward and back into our quarter circle. And then we reverse our circle. 2, 3, and 4. Water bottle goes away. We're going to roll through our spine, bring the knees up into a tabletop position. From here, we're going into the abdominal series. You can leave your head and neck on the mat, or you can follow my cues to lift it up. The fist is under the chin. Head comes up, chin retracts, fingertips are away from the ears. One leg is straight, one knee is bent. If it's your right leg, it'll be your right hand that goes on your ankle, and vice versa for your left. In this case, it's my left hand that's right below my knee, so the lower leg is parallel to the floor. And we exhale as we switch, and this is called single leg stretch. We exhale 1, 2, it's a fluid movement, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now keep your knees together. I'm going to bring my head, neck, and shoulders to the mat. Bring your arms up to the ceiling, interlace your fingers, place your hands behind your head, and lift your elbows up so you can see them in your peripheral vision. Organize the head and neck, just as we did a moment ago, and rotate your body so the one elbow goes towards the opposite knee. Then bring the other leg forward and come back to center. So I'm cueing you in this manner so that you understand that the motion comes from your torso versus from your elbows. They stay still. The rotation is happening from the spine and the abdominals as the legs reciprocate. This is the oblique crisscross. We've got 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. We're back home. Head and neck, shoulders are on the mat. The legs are straight up to the ceiling. I'm going to have you lower one leg down, but keep the one that's towards your face and pull it towards your body just a little bit further to feel a stretch of the hamstring. Circle your ankle in both directions. Then keep your hands on your calf or ankle. Organize the head, neck, and shoulders, and pause. Open up your hip by keeping that leg straight, and stretch your hamstring by pulling the opposite leg towards you. Now switch. When you're scissoring your legs, which is what this is called, think of always the leg reaching away. Engage deeply as you switch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're going to bend our knees. Head, neck, and shoulders come back. The hands are outside the knees, and they're going to reach away, and then the legs are going to reach away. Then we'll come back. Double leg stretch is when both legs come forward and both arms come overhead. So you adjust how far your legs go based on what you can feel to make sure that your abdominals are supporting your back so it doesn't arch. That's up to you. If you want to lift your head, neck, and shoulders, it'll just add to the challenge. So we've got 3, 2, and 1. Then the knees are bent. Our assisted roll up. We touch the feet to the floor. We pull the backs of the thighs, and we sit up tall. From here, I'm going to have you bring your legs forward. And once again, you're going to bend your knees if your hamstrings feel tight. And we're going to open the legs so they're hip distance apart. Then I'm going to have you interlace your fingers so that your elbows are bent. And you're going to rotate your spine so everything just moves in a very easy fashion. And a really good image for this is what it would feel like as if you were opening a jar. So you're going side to side, making sure that the position of your heels, you're not hiking. Once you're comfortable here, you're going to open up your arms and continue into what we call the spine twist. And again, we exhale as we reach and we inhale to come back. And we're going to do one more to each side and progress this again. So we're going to rotate. The arm that's closest to the foot is going to reach. This is much like spine stretch forward. The back arm pulls us tall and we come back. So we work in opposition, reaching forward, back arm pulling up to the center, forward, reach, forward and up, forward, reach, forward and up. One more time on each side, and this will be our last one. And from here, we're going to lie on our side. It's nice to have a good visual of what a straight line is, because that's precisely the position of the body. It's easy to put your legs forward or back, but I want you to use the straight edge of your mat to just really understand what that straight line is. Then take your free hand and put it underneath your waist and pull up so you have the engagement of your abdominals. Your top arm is in front of you. Your top leg lifts, the bottom leg lifts, and both legs come down. So this is a pretty shallow motion. I'm lifting ever so slightly. Outer hip works, inner thigh works, and everything comes down. We'll do this one more time. And then from here, I'm going to have you move your legs forward. So now the hips are flexed. Once again, free arm is in front, the top leg lifts. We're going to curl the toe up and kick forward 2, then point the toe and reach the leg behind. So this is just the hip moving, not the low back. Again, so it's inhale here and an exhale here. Inhale 1, 2, and exhale 3. Inhale 1, 2, and exhale 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. And as your legs come forward, you're going to really feel how those abdominals have to work to keep everything else from coming forward with that motion. And last time it goes 1 and 2 and back. We're back in the straight line using the edge of the mat. The top leg lifts. We're going to bring it forward, down, and back. So we're creating an oval. And make sure you really focus on forward, down, back, up. It's very shallow, but we're complete with that circular pattern. And we'll do one more before we reverse. So it goes back, forward, up, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5, on 6. Before we switch sides, we're going to take the top leg and pull the heel to the buttock so that we really feel a stretch across the quad. Really pull that leg back. Take a breath into your stretch. And exhale, lower the leg, sit up tall to the other side. Once again, the straight edge of the mat. You're in a long line. Bottom side is lifted, top leg, bottom leg together. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Last. Both legs slightly forward. Top leg hovers. Curl the toe for 2. Point the toe. Reach back. Working just through the hip. And exhale. And again, inhale. 1, 2. Point the toe. Exhale. Inhale. 1, 2. And exhale. Inhale. 1, 2. Exhale. Again. 1 and 2. Exhale. 1 and 2. I hope I'm being even on both sides. I think I am. And then we'll line up the legs using the straight edge. Top leg hovers. We're going to go back and forward. It's more like an oval than a circle. And again, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'd like to mention that if you really lift your leg up that high, you're going to have your hip rotate, and that's not what we're asking for. You want to keep it nice and shallow, and you can actually take your hand on your hip to make sure that you're in that placement. 2 and 1. We're going to come back. We're on our side. The top leg is behind ever so slightly. The arm that's reaching towards the wall, we feel the shoulder blade engage. We're going to go into a side plank. So we're going to press into the feet and the hands simultaneously and come up. This top arm is just going to circle. 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to reach the mat. On 2, on 3, and 4. Come down. If that is too challenging, create a forearm plank and do the same thing. I'm just giving you options. Other side. Once again, the top leg, in this case, this is my left, is slightly behind. The engagement of the shoulder girdle is so important as you press into the feet. So really feel how that anchors into the ribs, the shoulder blade. Take a breath, and as you exhale, press down and come up. Here's a circle, 2, 3, 4, slight flex, extend, flex, extend, flex, extend, flex, extend. We're back down. This time, rather than laying completely prone, we're facing the mat, but I want you to lift up from the abdominals so your back is not arched. One leg kick. So we're going to anchor the forearms into the mat. We're going to bend one knee, point and flex the toe and bring it back. Then switch. This is basically for the hamstrings and your spine, because your spine is actually working to keep you in this extended position. Point flex, make sure your abdominals are pulling in. And again, 3, 2, and 1. Let's come up into child's pose. Let's bring our hands forward. Let's press the heel of the hand, and this time lift the back and come back down. So press the heel of the hand, slightly arch the back, come back down, one hand underneath. We did this a little bit ago, reaching forward and across. Then we're going to switch the other side. Then we're going to sit up nice and tall. We're going to roll up and roll down before we cool down. So from here, we're in a nice long sit position. We're going to engage the abdominals, pulling the lower back into a flex position, descend with easy control. Then we lift the arms slightly over the head. We reach them up. Organize head, neck, and shoulders. Stabilize the shoulders. Pull yourself tall. This is your spine stretch. And we fluidly roll up and down. Oftentimes in a roll up, you'll feel your hip flexors really working too hard. So this is a moment where you can pause, really engage your abdominals to lift you up and come forward. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale, organize, exhale up. And last one. From here, I just want you to reach your fingertips on your toes and bend your knees to stretch your calves. Straighten, point your toes, sit up tall. Take one leg over the other, crisscross. Make sure both sitting bones are anchored on the mat. So this is my right leg. It'll be my left arm that pulls it in. Rotate your body towards your bent knee. You're going to feel a tremendous stretch across your glutes and the rotators of the hip. You're going to hold right here. Release just a little bit, but go back further. Then pause, open up that hip so your legs look like a number 4. Press down on the knee and pull the toe forward, which stretches your shin, and hinge forward ever so slightly. Sit up tall, widen your legs, take your elbows, bend them, anchor them on the floor, bend your knees, and then point your toes and straighten your knees. So we're feeling our inner thighs in a tremendous stretch here. And you can even go further if you have that mobility. Come up tall, switch your leg, rotate towards the bent knee, equal weight in the sitting bones, release it and go back there again. Then rotate forward, open the legs so your legs look like a number 4, pull down on the knee and pull the toe forward. If these recommendations are too aggressive, you just have to adjust it to match where you are today. But mobility is a great thing to work on. And then lastly, we're going to go back to the inner thighs, forearms on the mat. We're going to bend the knees and straighten. Bend the knees and straighten. Sit up tall. We're going to take the arms up to the ceiling. We're going to bring our arms parallel to the floor. We're going to inhale to open the heart, squeeze in the shoulder blades, and exhale to bring them forward. And again, inhale to open the heart and forward. Last time, we're going to take our hands on the mat. Inhale, reach to the sky, and exhale. I hope you've enjoyed class. I look forward to seeing you next time.